There's been a lot of chatter this week about Tesla's upcoming transition to Tesla Vision. And this is their version of autopilot and full self-driving, purely based on cameras with no radar or LiDAR or anything like that. If that just confused the heck out of you, it's okay, because I'm here to help you unpack some of it and translate some of it into what it might mean for you as a new Tesla owner or a potential upcoming Tesla owner. So let's get into it. Let's talk about what Tesla's currently using radar and cameras for right now. Tesla's autopilot system currently uses 8 cameras, a bunch of ultrasonic sensors, and a forward radar to read lane lines and detect nearby cars. The new cars will rely mostly on the car's cameras and its computer processing ability to use autopilot and the suite of features currently included in the full self-driving package. So currently, as a Tesla owner, Model Ys, Model 3s, most other vehicles, I think their entire fleet, they're using a mix of camera and radar for various use cases. This has proven to be fine so far, but what we've heard from Elon Musk and Tesla in general is that they are migrating away from radar as a tool for all of these use cases. That said, lots of other car manufacturers use radar currently for things like adaptive cruise control and other safety measures, and they claim that it does help in inclement weather situations or when there's difficulty with vision. As you can imagine, this is a bit of a religious war in the industry right now. Elon Musk has historically not been a supporter of radar. He has claimed for a long time now that cameras can do all the work plus more, being more accurate, more reliable, and ultimately getting Tesla vehicles to the highest level of autonomy in terms of full self-driving. In fact, Tesla cited most recently in their Q1 2021 earnings call, "We believe that a vision-only system is ultimately all that is needed for autonomy. Our AI-based software architecture has been increasingly reliant on cameras to the point where radar is becoming unnecessary earlier than expected. As a result, our FSD team, full self-driving team, is fully focused on evolving to a vision-based autonomous system, and we are nearly ready to switch the US market to Tesla Vision." We could have an entire another video on LiDAR versus radar versus vision and what that all might mean, but I think it's important to understand what Tesla is trying to do here. They're really trying to take the side of pure camera for all of this work that your Tesla does in terms of safety, autopilot, full self-driving, emergency braking if there's someone in front of you, speed control, general situational awareness. Their position is that cameras can own all of that, and that's not something that everyone agrees upon. Instead of getting wrapped up in all of that, let's focus more on Tesla Vision. So in terms of Tesla Vision, what we do know is that they are transitioning fully to this. This is something that's happening right now. Like everything else with Tesla, it seemed to have come out of nowhere as far as the plans and the actual execution around this. So it caught a lot of existing owners, a lot of potential owners, and a lot of those that just placed their orders in the past few months a little bit off guard and wondering what this all means to them. So if you may have noticed, Tesla has a Transitioning a Tesla Vision page up, put together by their non-existent PR team, obviously. That was a dig. So let's talk about that page for a minute and try to see what they're trying to tell us there. Beginning with deliveries in May 2021, Model 3 and Model Y vehicles built for the North American market will no longer be equipped with radar. Instead, these will be the first Tesla vehicles to rely on camera vision and neural net processing to deliver autopilot, full self-driving, and certain active safety features. Okay, so here's the important part here, because what they're saying is that there's a cutoff in late April, May 2021 of orders where you may not have known you're getting Tesla Vision in your Tesla. But what they're saying is that that transition actually has taken place around that time. And if you are part of that transition to Tesla Vision, you will get a notification. It'll give you heads up in your account. For a short period during this transition, cars with Tesla Vision may be delivered with some features temporarily limited or inactive, including auto steer will be limited to a maximum speed of 75 miles per hour and a longer minimum following distance. Smart Summon, if equipped, and emergency lane departure avoidance may be disabled at delivery. So there we have it. They're starting with Tesla Model Y and 3 as the vehicles that are going to transition over to Tesla Vision during this time. But it's a confusing time for potential owners because you don't know what you're getting off the bat. And you're going to have some stuff disabled for a little while until they get that in order. As far as what's actually impacted by this transition, what's interesting is that on the website, Tesla only calls out auto steer and Smart Summon as being impacted by this. But what about the other safety-focused features? And this is something that has become a bit more apparent in recent days when their previous ratings by the NHTSA now have an asterisk next to them, really stating that this crash test rating applies to vehicles that were manufactured before April 28th, I think it's April 28th or 27th, 2021. So this means they haven't fully tested yet how the Tesla Vision, or Tesla Vision in general, is going to impact safety ratings, which means that potential elimination of radar was part and parcel of those other features that Tesla didn't mention, which is weird. There seems to be a bit of disconnect between the safety boards and what Tesla is claiming that Tesla can do with pure vision. And I think right now what's going to happen is that there needs to be tests done by these boards, by the NHTSA, to really see if this transition to Tesla Vision is going to negatively impact anything as Tesla's stood before, with the Model 3 and Y being super safe cars and all the great crash test ratings and everything else that gets impacted by their use of currently the combination of radar and vision. Most existing Tesla owners know that in their vehicles, at least most newer ones, there is an interior camera. So what makes matters even more interesting now is that there is a very rare update that's circulating right now. It may just be for newer vehicles, maybe as part of this Tesla Vision update, that actually enables the interior camera. So the release notes say, the cabin camera above your rear view mirror can now detect and alert driver inattentiveness while autopilot is engaged. Camera data does not leave the car itself, which means the system cannot save or transmit information unless data sharing is enabled. So there you go, it's enabled, but it has no impact on that toggle that we talked about before on the data sharing thing. So this is interesting. What has been a big privacy concern for many, because we just really didn't know what that camera is used for, has now been exposed and actually enabled by Tesla with this update that, again, only very few vehicles have gotten. But there are obviously going to be others. It's important to know that when you get this update, if you get it, and you see that notation in the update notes and the release notes, that enabled your camera. And this has been a big way that Tesla is going to try to wean off of the steering wheel nag that you get when you set your autopilot on. So again, FSD or not, you get that nag where you have to put your hand on the steering wheel, right? That is either going to decrease that or eliminate it completely. Another thing Tesla does that's weird is there's no method to the madness with updates, really. You can maybe see that some are grouped together in a certain time period, like some at the end of 2020 had the number 48 in it. Of course, 2020 was in it too. But the ones lately in recent months have been all over the place, all over the maps. It's hard to tell what path some of these updates are on. There seem to be multiple forks, like multiple paths that these go down. I think based on, again, Tesla Vision, based on FSD beta, based on those that are not on FSD beta. So it's a little bit difficult to tell what's what right now. But again, that update I just shared with you is very rare. I don't have it. My camera is still disabled. I never enabled it, never touched that setting. But actually, I look forward to having that in place if it takes away some of that nag as far as holding your hand on the steering wheel so it knows that you're actually there paying attention. So my 2 cents on this, I just dial it back to prior to my purchase of my Model Y. And there's a certain amount of confidence you need in the company that's creating the car, that's making the car, even if it is an early adopter-oriented vehicle like a Tesla. But with all of these crazy moves Tesla's been making lately around pricing, constant changes in pricing since January, it's crazy. Up and down, models being set into the lineup and then pulled away a couple weeks later. Not to mention this Tesla Vision announcement, which really doesn't seem to have any method behind it. It just came out of nowhere with one landing page talking about removing radar. Well, it's not just about removing radar, it impacts a lot of other things, clearly, as we've seen with the crash testing. It just doesn't create much confidence for new buyers. Too many questions as far as what am I getting, what's going to be working when I actually get my vehicle, how long am I going to have to wait for these things to get working. It's kind of ridiculous, honestly, that this is actually taking place at a multi-billion-dollar company like Tesla. At least that's the impression I get. And I think lots of others are getting. They just see this and it's frustrating. And if you're looking at a Model Y or Model 3 and you're getting frustrated and you're losing confidence, I don't blame you at all. But if you already put an order in and you're waiting on yours and you got that notification that I referenced earlier, you're gonna soon find out exactly what's happening. So you're just gonna have to hold tight. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you understand what's happening with Tesla Vision. This has been a bubbling up thing for Tesla for a long time. And man, it's just getting started now. So we're gonna have some fun over the next few weeks. We'll see what happens. Pay attention to Twitter, pay attention to his tweets, obviously. Check that landing page that I will link below. That'll have all the updates. And those that have orders in right now are waiting on their vehicle, good luck to you. I'm curious to know what you're getting from Tesla, if they are notifying you of this, or if this is something you don't know about yet, but your order was just after the May 1 timeframe. I'm curious to know if you've gotten any notifications yet. So good luck to everyone, and please keep me posted. I'd love to hear about it, and we'll talk to you soon. See you the next time.